Bonjour Vogue, my name is Katharina Kaminski. I'm a Uruguayan artist and this is my home and studio in Paris. This apartment found me. It's the first one that I came to see, and when I saw the high windows with a lot of light, I totally imagined a space where I could live and work. I'm a sculptor. I work in sculptures and installations using ceramic, bronze, marble, and light. My works kind of present themselves to me through the creative process. It's very curious to me, and many other artists share this experience of almost like channeling something else through the creative process that is beyond. Very intuitively, when I'm working, it's kind of a meditation for me, almost as if I was channeling these presences. Then I'm like, where do you come from? Many times I sit here in my studio and I just observe, trying to decipher what is the enigma that they're trying to tell me. It's amazing that human beings have been working with ceramics since the beginning of our times, and shaping the clay and creating objects that perdure over time, materializing a moment in history. And I also feel that working with clay teaches me a lot about life, to really slow down, to work and to live in another pace, a slower pace, that I feel is more connected to the times of nature. It's a long story, but basically I was born with an androgen insensitivity. I was born with XY chromosomes as most male, but due to this androgen insensitivity, I developed as a woman. I identify as she, her, but anatomically speaking, I don't have a womb or ovaries. So for me, for some time, I felt very connected to this idea of lacking something. And for me, this title womb comes somehow of myself reclaiming myself as creative, as fertile. I don't think that fertility is only about having a baby. I think the energy of fertility is something that we all can tap into. To create art, to express yourself, but also to create your life. I truly believe that we are the creators of our lives every day. Maybe not everyone is aware of this, but conscious or not, we are the creators of our lives. And it can be sometimes easier to not take this responsibility and kind of like blame things outside of you, but if you reclaim this power, it can be very interesting. Normally when I wake up, either I do a little meditation, or sometimes if I have time, I'll do a Kundalini yoga practice, and then I normally have some mate, which is this Uruguayan kind of tea. I guess for me, it reconnects me with my roots. In Uruguay, normally we get together with our family and friends, and it's kind of like this social ritual that we share. I miss the most the simplicity of Uruguay, the simplicity of life, the simplicity of nature, and I like to have a little bit of that with me. Also, what I miss the most from Uruguay is my family. This is a very special picture that's in Brazil. My mom is Brazilian, actually, and I spent all my summers when I was a kid in Brazil, which is also an important part of myself. And then I guess I like to see myself in the ocean, because I don't get to do it every day, so at least I have a memory there. And I try to escape to the beach as much as I can. I really like to keep my home and studio where I live and I work, and I also have my meetings with my gallerists and collectors very minimal. Everything I have around here really has a purpose. I've been collecting some stones along the way when I travel. For me, this is a reminder, especially being in the city. I like to have this reminder of how nature, Mother Nature, like the ultimate artist it is. Like, look at this. For me, it's a reminder of like to create with nature and not against. I have some from Iceland, Lanzarote, south of France, Morocco, and I'm very, very much inspired by their colors and textures. And this piece over here, for example, really was inspired by this texture of the earth. I collaborated on this light sculpture with the French-based brand Amen that is actually founded by another Uruguayan, and I find this one is a very special one because the reflection of the glaze inside it becomes very metallic, and yeah, I love this piece. I spend most of my days in my work attire covered in clay, so I guess when I go out I like to dress up. I like to have a few pieces that really represent me and that I really cherish. Recently I found this vintage Saint Laurent earrings that I love. I also wear this ring a lot made by my friend Katharina Kaminski. She makes them handmade. I think gold is very sunny, and I think it represents my personality in that way. Definitely style is another way of expressing who I am and my universe. But at the end of the day, what I'm wearing the most is my working clothing and covered in clay everywhere. The best advice that I would give related to style is, if you like it, go for it. Be yourself and be comfortable in who you are. Use style to empower who you are, not to try to be someone else. This is my room, which I think it's the most minimal part of my house. It's where I rest my mind from work. And I'm very inspired by Japanese style, very zen atmosphere, as less objects as possible. And I love actually having my bed directly on the floor. Somehow makes me feel very calm. Here in my room, if I'm not going out with my friends, I like to project some documentaries or films that inspire me. I turn a lot of candles on. I burn Palo Santo and a lot of incense, and I create a calm atmosphere for myself to wind down. I think the most French thing about my place is probably the wooden columns and pillars of the building that are originally from, I don't know when, long time ago. I just had a friend over not long ago, and she said, we're in Kyoto. I don't think it's that French, actually, my place, which is a nice balance. And I love to see Paris from my window while being in Kyoto inside my home.